Analyze, evaluate, explain, imagine, examine, statement-driven questions, and lot more confusing words in your exams. Are you also confused seeing those words in your questions? Then this video is for you. Welcome on the platform Diksha Vedantu, and I am your SST faculty Tanvi Ma'am. My dear students, every time you see the SST question, you will find a different word. Either it is evaluate, examine, explain, define, critically explain, and a lot more in the list. And every time we think that how these questions are different from each other. You know that there is different approach to write the answers to these questions. And if you figure out this now, then the half of your problem is sorted before your exams and you can get good marks. Yes, trust me, this video is going to be very helpful for all the students watching me right now. Either you are in any of the student class group, right? So what we are going to do is to study these words which actually frame our answer, or our answer depends upon these words actually. So the question, the code word, your answer, that will definitely give you full marks, and this you will get only and only by this video. First we will talk about the most confused words, three most confused words. First is describe, explain, analyze. And you might be thinking, ma'am, we are not even seeing those words. We are just seeing that describe Frankfurt Parliament, and then whatever we know, whatever we are aware about, we just start writing about that. If you are doing that, then you are wrong. Beta, every word have a difference, and our answer writing approach should also be different. Let me talk about the word that is describe. Whenever the word describe comes, for example, describe alluvial soil. You know what you have to write and describe are the features and the characteristics in order. If you are a 9th student, you will get the question, describe the monsoons features of India. So you have to tell about the features. Now you might be thinking, ma'am, explain also. Now we will just explain the features. No, beta. See, the describe word, the question describe will be asked to you only when they want the features and the characteristics of it. When there will be a question like explain, every point carries a reason. Have you seen the answer framework in a manner that you give subheadings to the lines and then explain to it? For example, what are the features of democracy? Why they are not asking you describe the features of democracy? They are asking you explain the features of democracy, because then you will explain universal adult franchise. You will explain transparency as a topic. You will explain accountability as a topic. Fair and medium as a topic. So beta, whenever there is a question with the heading explain, you have to write the keywords, that is points, and explain each one of them. Like explain why non-cooperation movement slow down. You have exact points regarding to that and justify your points with the help of example. This is the framework of the word explain and the difference between describe and explain. Now the third confusing word is analyze. Ma'am, it is same? No beta. Whenever the question is asking you analyze, break it into parts, because you have to analyze it and properly frame it to examiner that what are the connected links, events, what are the causes of this, what are the effects of it. Like for example, if you are in class 8, there is question about analyze the revolt of 1857. What you have to do is the causes of 1857, the events of 1857 and the results of 1857. So this is what the question is actually asking you, not what you actually know. Whenever you write the answer, keep this thing in mind. Like for example, define. You have to precisely define the NCERT meaning. Like if they will ask you define universal adult franchise, beta, you can't add your points according to your mood. According to your words, there are certain definitions which requires the exact one. So whenever the question is asking define, precise it from your NCERT 1 to 2 line. Do not add history, your opinions, your examples. Actually, the question is not asking to you that. This is the time. Like what happened, the many students come to me, ma'am, we wrote exactly the same answer in NCERT, but we did not get the correct mark. Beta, did you figure out these words? You are writing examples in a point whenever it was not asked in a question. So define, just stick to the precise NCRT meaning, 1-2 lines, not more than that. Then state or list. Whenever the question, state the example, state the list by just give the number and the facts given in NCRT. Deliver and stop. Do not give your opinions. No one is asking you about over explaining a 2-marker question. They are just asking you to state the 2 features of federalism, write the 2 points and then move. Do not just give extra time to that answer. Then we have identify. By there are a lot of picture based questions asked in your exam. Identify this. You identify and then move to the question. Do not just start explaining the event whenever not required. Again, describe, as I told you, the features and the characteristics you have to write, right? Do not drift into the causes, the consequences. No, that you have to write in what? Analyze. Okay, then you have illustrate. Now, whenever there is a question with the word illustrate, pay attention to that. That's very important. In major questions of economics, this word illustrate is there. There you have to explain it with the help of compulsory examples. Compulsory examples illustrate about the unemployment conditions in rural areas and urban areas. Write it with the help of examples, beta. Outline and trace. Whenever the question is about outline and trace the process of unification of Germany, you have to tell each and every events. Beta, this is what the word means actually. So inside a level 3 answer, the anatomy of analyze should be like that. You are dividing into breaks. Now they are just explaining you actually about analyze now, right? If the question is with the heading analyze, you have to break it into parts. For example, in class 10 students, they can connect to it very nicely. There is a question, what is globalizations and what are the features? Yeah, what are the points that actually impact globalization? So there are 3 points regarding to that. And the question starts with the word analyze. If it starts with the word analyze, beta, you have to divide it into parts and describe the effects plus link to the word. Right? What does information technology, transport and technology, trade and investment policy affect to the globalization? This is what analyze mean. Breaking it into the part, linking it to the global world and telling the effects. This is exactly the correct method. Like after analyze, if I move towards evaluate, beta, evaluate, you have to weigh everything, the pros and the cons. Why the word evaluate is there? Because they want that you evaluate it in a manner that there are positives as well as negatives. Like for example, evaluate how tertiary sector is growing. You give the positive points, also tell about there are certain practices in the tertiary sector which is not growing, like the carpenter, right? So this is the method, this is the correct method you have to approach. Like side A, you have to tell the benefits, and side B, drawbacks too. The verdict line should be there. Whenever it's about evaluate, it's about assess, but they want you to like give your opinion. They want to know what you actually think about it. So they give the verdict line, never skip it. Like for example, if I talk about previous question, globalization has been largely beneficial, though its gains remains uneven distributed. Give a conclusion that is of your opinion for the answer whenever the words are like evaluate and assess. Okay, when I was talking about analyze, I did not tell you to write the closing line, but here when it's about evaluate, I am suggesting you to write. It's not done yet because there is one more confusing word, that is critically analyze. Beta, whenever you get the word critically analyze, do not get confused that in this you have to only and only write the negative points. Nope. Not only the criticism, beta, analyze critically. So while analyzing, along with the pros, you have to write the cons. Along with the positives, tell us what are negatives too. This is the exact method. Like for example, there is a 5-marker question with a heading critically analyze. Write 3 positive as well as 2 negative points so that examiner can understand your what you want to teach us, tell us. Okay, so critically analyze is context, 1 line, what the topic is and why it matters, arguments in favor, then argument against, and then your position on it, your thinking on it. right? There are a lot of more words which comes from the same family and look so much alike. Are evaluate, assess, justify. Do you agree? Comment. Right? I just told you about evaluate and assess, that by you have to evaluate, give your points, right? So basically this evaluate is the judge. The judge giving the final verdict by according to me this is correct, right? You are weighing the pros and the cons and delivering that what you feel is correct. Then comes the word justify. You know, justify is the defense lawyer. How he is defending that why this is true, then why it is true. Justify, you have to justify the answer that why alluvial soil is the fertile soil of India. Justify the statement to defend it with the help of examples, that the composition is like this and hence it is a perfect soil. Right? Comment, the expert witness. It is the expert witness. One line informed view. You have to comment with factual reasonings, with factual information of that particular topic. Now, do you agree the decisive voter which needs to decide that yes, I agree and here are my factual points regarding that. So do not get confused, beta. Every word have a meaning. Every word have a different approach to present your answer. And I hope that by this video, everything is quite clear to you. Right? Like critically analyze the impact of globalization on Indian producer, a 5-marker question. As I told you, what you are going to do is 3 points positive, 2 points negative. Right? Before writing any answer, beta, use this method, use this as a ritual. Like for example, this is a question I underlined on this word and this word. Up till now, what students were doing is critically analyze the impact of globalization of Indian produce. Beta, they will just underline this and think that I have to write about the impact of what? Globalization on Indian producers. But actually, what you have to circle here is the critical analysis word. You have to circle the command word and then you have to prepare the style in which you are going to write your answers. Right? Then underline the topic because that is going to be the content. Okay, so what you have to do is to underline the command word, underline the topic, and then start noting the points with hashtag that these are my important points which I will be writing in my exams. And this is something which you have to take screenshot of because that is going to help you throughout your class 9, 10th or whichever class you are. Right? This is a decoder card. I just decoded the actual meaning of all the words which help you to frame your answers. Trust me, I know that each of you might be just thanking me a lot at this time. And that is define, write the meaning, explain, give the reasons, analyze, divide it into part, plus tell the links, distinguish the differences with a line in between, okay? Justify, defend it. Justify it, why it is true, why it is not. Then state or list, just give the number, facts, illustrate, give always with examples. Illustrate will always be with examples. Examine, prove the both sides, evaluate the pros, the cons and give your verdict. Comment your view plus facts, describe the features and the characteristics of the point, trace. Again in sequence, example, trace the process of unification of Germany. Compare, you have to tell the similarity as well as the differences. Critically, that means you need to go against and elaborate. You have to expand each of the statement. Follow this method and score very good marks in your classes. And if you are the student of class 9th and 10th, this channel is going to be very helpful for you. You're watching me right now on platform Diksha Vedanta. Just go visit the channel and see what we have bought for you, my dear students. Hoping to see you in my next live session, or hoping to see the comment right now in this video. Tell me that what help do you need for your class 9th and 10th. We teach entirely here in English, so that is going to be helpful for you because you are going to write your exams in English. Bye bye, see you soon.